If we look for Christ without the cross, then we will find cross without Christ. In today's first reading and in the Gospel, we see Moses and Jesus place important choices before us that will determine our readiness to save our lives. Moses spoke about complete obedience to the commandments of God as a sure way of receiving life over death. In the Gospel, Jesus presents before us that those who choose Christianity as a lifestyle ought to be losers of oneself, be carriers of the cross, and then follow Him. That is why Jesus says, "Whoever wishes to come after me must deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me." Christianity as a lifestyle, every disciple has to have these three as its basic rules. Losers of oneself means give first preference to God. When we give first preference to God, then we consider ourselves lesser than others. That is why St. Paul says in his letter to the Philippians chapter 2 verse 3, "In humility count others better than yourselves." Again, St. Mother Teresa says, "I am a little pencil in God's hand. He does everything for me." When we do things in our life, we give the credit to God and His people rather than thinking of our abilities. On this Lenten seasons, let us become the losers of oneself for God and His people. What does it mean to be carriers of the daily cross? It is to be noted that unlike the other Gospels, here Luke mentions the word daily cross to mean it is an everyday choice to take up the cross. For Jesus, the only way to save His life was through the cross. Therefore, for every Christian, the only way to save his life is through the cross. It is by carrying our daily crosses that we can follow Christ more closely. My dear brothers and sisters, we cannot think of following Christ without the cross, nor can we think of taking up the cross without Christ. If we look for Christ without the cross, then we will find cross without Christ. On this season of grace, let us pray that we may become losers of oneself, be carriers of the cross, and then the followers of Christ. Amen.